If I was in the market for an SDR role, I would use this strategy to land the job offer. Step number 1, your targets. This strategy does not involve mass apply. It involves coming up with a finite list of target companies you would like to work for. Start with 10. You could always add more if you need to. Step number 2, insider intel. For each target employer, sift through their employees on LinkedIn for current SDRs. Send them blank connection requests. For those that accept your connection request, send them a message like this one. People like helping other people out, especially salespeople, especially SDRs. Look, they know how difficult it is to break into tech sales. They know how difficult it is to land an SDR role at a great company like theirs. A lot of these folks will be receptive to meeting with you, having a conversation with you, helping you out. I would expect a 20% conversion rate to a conversation. Now, when you get those conversations set up, you need to come prepared with questions. Who do you prospect? What's their title? What type of companies do you sell to? What are their industries? Where are these companies located? What does an ideal customer look like? What sales tools do the SDRs use to cold call, cold email prospect? What problems does your company solve? The last few meetings that you booked, what was the reason why the prospect accepted the conversation? The goal of this conversation with a current SDR at your target employer is to get a good understanding on who you would be prospecting into, who you're cold calling, cold emailing, social selling to. More importantly, what are the problems those folks have that your target employer solves for? Step number 3, their targets. With the intel you gain from your SDR conversations and research you do outside of that conversation, you're now going to go out and find real prospects, real people that look like an ideal customer of the target employer. For example, I met with an SDR at a company last week, and they told me they prospect to large construction companies based on the West Coast, 1,000+ employees, and they call on directors and VPs focused on cybersecurity. Let's go to Google, large construction companies on the West Coast. Awesome. DPR Construction looks like a good company, a good fit, construction company on the West Coast, 1,000+ employees. Let's now go to LinkedIn and sift through DPR employees that work in IT to find those who are directors or VPs focused on cybersecurity. Awesome. Here's a potential prospect, Chelsea. For each target company, find 2 to 3 potential prospects, and when you find them, take a screenshot of their LinkedIn profile. Step number 4, prospecting plan. It might look like this. This, guys, is a simple Word document. As you can see, it's not fancy whatsoever. This isn't supposed to be fancy, so don't spend a lot of time making it look pretty. It's broken down into a few sections. The top is the research you did on what their ideal customer, what their ideal prospect looks like, broken down by industry, company size, company location, the specific people you're going to be calling on, what their titles are, and most importantly, the problems that we, in quotations, solve. You want these problems here to be in language that a 5th grader would understand. Not technical, not complicated, no industry jargon, buzzwords. Your grandmother should understand what these problems are on this Word document here. That's going to be the first page. The second page is the prospects. First, you're going to take a screenshot, like I said, of their LinkedIn profile, and you're going to include that on this Word document. And you're going to include a bit about them, the prospects specifically, why they're a good fit, and why their company specifically is a good fit. I would make this as detailed as possible. The next page is going to be a cold call script for this specific person and for this specific person's company. If you have trouble coming up with a cold call script and framework to put into this document to send to an SDR manager or leader to hopefully land an offer, let me know. I'm more than happy to meet with you guys. And also, there is the cold call script and framework guide in the description below. That'll help you come up with the correct cold call script for the ICP. That's going to be this page. The next page, you're going to come up with a cold email that you could send to Chelsea based on research you did on her company, her LinkedIn profile. And then lastly, you're going to have one page that breaks down the sales tool strategy. So one of the questions you're going to be asking when you meet with these SDRs, what sales tools do you have at your disposal to do your job? You're going to include a 1 to 2 sentence strategy of how you're going to use each of those sales tools to prospect successfully. Again, guys, this is not supposed to be fancy. You're not supposed to spend a ton of time on making this look pretty. The whole crux of this is you went out, you proactively met with an SDR on the team, you did research on your own, you understand who you would be prospecting into if they gave you the opportunity and gave you the job offer. You're already showing that you could do the job before you got the job. That's the beauty of this. Step number 5, send the plan out. For each target employer, sift through their employees on LinkedIn. For sales leaders, ideally SDR managers. For those that accept your connection request, send them a message like this. If they don't accept your connection request, guys, no big deal. Find their email, do some research, and send them that same message with the prospecting plan attached. Step 6, 6, patience. The first message you send to an SDR or an SDR manager with your prospecting plan attached, it might not get opened. It might not get returned. You might get told no 90% of the time. That's okay. Prospecting is very, very difficult. And you're going to see that when you land the SDR job offer you deserve, because you're going to do something like this with a prospecting plan that no one else is doing. But if you SDR your way into an SDR job or an interview, you're going to immediately stand out. Guys, trust me, nobody else is doing anything like this. All they're doing is they're praying for some luck and they're mass applying online, which is a black hole. We're not doing that here. We're not lucky. We're going to work hard. We're going to SDR our way into an interview. Now, once you get those interviews set up, watch this video right here. It's going to break down exactly what to do in each stage of the interview process to land the SDR role you deserve. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you.